you must be here about the story. Come on in. Well, my story, it all begins 9 years ago. Yellowstone National Park, the oldest park in the United States of America, the oldest national park. But even further than 9 years ago, March 1st, 1872, Ulysses S. Grant signs this park into the records. Since then, it has become a UNESCO World Heritage Site, spanning more than 3.5 million square miles of Wyoming wilderness. Let me give you a little bit more background on this park, just to give you a little bit more perspective. This land is totally wilderness. It's run by the National Park Service 100% of the time. It's in the northwestern corner of Wyoming. It also has land in Montana and Idaho. Even more places for you to get lost in. And if you're thinking about, running away to the Idaho, Montana areas of the park to escape the police, no. Even that area is controlled by the United States District Court for Wyoming. I can only imagine you want my information for you to trek around that park yourself. So let me give you some details on that area. The weather varies greatly. Death is no difficult task. It can be found anywhere you want to go. In Yellowstone, you'll find snowy peaks, hot deserts, tall trees, and most of all, the lakes filled with wildlife. In the high frozen peaks, you'll find sub-zero temperatures. You think I mean Celsius? No, Fahrenheit here. Lowest recorded temperature, -54 Celsius. They shut schools at -26. This is double that below zero. The high, 37 degrees Celsius. That's body temperature. But enough about the weather. Let's get on to the animals. Endangered species in the area include grizzly bears, bald eagles, wolverines, and gray wolves, 4 of the most deadly creatures on Earth. These animals can kill you. If you get too close to a grizzly bear, I think you know what will happen. If you get too close to a pack of gray wolves, I think you know what will happen. These animals can take down entire bison with just 2 or 3 bites. They can kill animals 10 times your size. If you want my information and my story to help you survive in Yellowstone, then you need to pay careful attention. There's only one way to survive out there without any tools or any resources. Don't think that anyone can. Most would go insane if they tried to survive in Yellowstone. What you have to do is you have to keep your head. There's only one way that you can outwit Yellowstone. That is by being smart, being clever, and not letting anything get to you. I was fortunate. I found what I was looking for within a few days of getting lost out there. Although it took me quite a long while after that to get back to civilization. I was starving, tired, weak. My story began January 11th, 1965. I was driving in my car. Suddenly, hit a bump in the road. Went straight off the side. Didn't wake up for another 6 days. When I woke up, I didn't know anything. I didn't know where I was. And most certainly didn't know what I was doing. All I could do was run, try to get back to civilization. Stumbling around for days, I eventually found liquid water, which showed me that animals must have been in that area. I needed to find food, and quickly. Eventually, I found tracks, animal tracks. Coyote, wolf, deer. I didn't know what it was, but it was making small prints in the ground. I had to follow them, and to find out how they were getting food. Because if I didn't get some food, soon I was going to die. I knew that for sure. But then it hit me. The winter hasn't even fully set in yet. I had to find a way to keep warm. What I began doing, as soon as I figured that out, was building a hut. Just a simple, square, wooden hut. Just to hide in long enough to either outsmart the winter, or I was prepared to hide there forever. I found a few pieces of wood that I could still use. I found what seemed to be old hunting shacks. I found old fences. I even came across a huge field filled with bison. But I knew that I could not cross it. These bison are very protective of their young. One bison can weigh up to 1,400 pounds. I had to escape the animals, but I needed food, and there was only one way to find it, following their tracks. I followed this stream of water. It was frozen, I couldn't drink it, but it was water nonetheless. I followed this water for ages. I didn't know what it was, I didn't know what it was connecting to, but it was some kind of stream, and where there's a stream and animal tracks, there's drinking water. So anyway, I followed this stream, and eventually it got bigger and bigger until I realized where I was. I was walking on a frozen lake. The plants had shot through the frozen waters, so it looked like I was just in some kind of grassland with a little bit of stream here and there. But I realized that I was on a lake. I found what I needed to survive in this effectively a wasteland for me, but a beautiful landscape for a tourist. In Yellowstone National Park, there's no way other than a fire to keep you warm. Wildfires can cause an immense amount of damage, but also can be a part of the rejuvenation and regeneration cycles. These wildfires can help a great many organisms survive in this harsh environment. Many humans want fires to be snapped out immediately after they begin, but the park needs fire to be a natural part of the regeneration cycle of the trees and shrubs. Something else that we need as humans to survive is power and electricity. Some legislators suggest using geothermal power from Yellowstone, which will disrupt the natural environment. That could be catastrophic. When I became lost in Yellowstone National Park, this park became a part of me, and I part of it. I do not wish to see this park destroyed by any means. If you visit Yellowstone National Park, visit the geysers, see animals, visit the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone River, take a raft down the Snake River, even travel to Grand Teton National Park. This grassland and taiga biome must be protected. This was the first national park in the United States of America, and I do not intend for it to be the first one to be destroyed.